Hi guys! Welcome for today's video. It's me, Sharon, and this is Edu 102, Digital and Non-Digital Skills and Tools in Delivering Technology-Enhanced Lessons. For today's video, we will be exploring another instructional material that has been helping in making the teaching and learning process very much easier. It's none other than flipcharts. Basically, flipcharts are stationary items. It means that they don't move from one place to another. They just stay in one place and is made of pad of sheets or pages that are bounded together. Sometimes it could be wood, and in this flipchart, ring clamps. Sometimes also metal bars. Flipcharts are usually supported by tripod or a four-legged stand. First, let's discuss on how to manipulate flipcharts. Flipcharts are one of the easiest materials to manipulate. As I've said earlier, they are usually supported by a tripod or a stand. But if the stand is not available, the teacher can simply hold it, and she can stand beside the flipchart, and then she will use her other hand to flip the pages. Flipcharts are the non-digital counterpart of PowerPoint presentation. Just like a PowerPoint presentation, each slide or each page consists of bits of information. So just like this flipchart, the first page is the title. So when the teacher is finished discussing all the information that is located in a certain page, she can just simply flip the chart. That is why it's called a flip chart. So just like that, you have just to flip it. Sometimes teachers can utilize the blank page at the back to write the important notes that is located in the front page of the lesson. That is to guide her and prevent her from looking at the page all the time. To sum it up, in order to use or manipulate the flip chart effectively, you just have to flip the pages, just like that, and you're good. The next thing that we have to discuss are the materials used and the steps on how to make a flip chart. Traditional flip charts are usually made of Manila paper and bounded by wood, and the information is written using a black marker. But the disadvantage of using those materials is that they don't last long. For example, if you store them in a cabinet for a couple of days or months, just like in summer days, the paper is usually eaten by mites and other insects. Other instance is that when it rains, the water can easily damage the paper. That's why we decided to upgrade the materials. We want to emphasize the durability of the material so that it can be used for months and even years. So, the material. So instead of using the traditional Manila paper or other types of papers, we decided to print it in a tarp. Tarp is a canvas that is more like a plastic. It is waterproof, it's durable, and it does not rot easily. The tarp pages are bounded by a ring clamp. It's a metal material, and the holes are also have metal rings that the metal is inserted to those rings and is also supported by a metal stick. Now that we are done explaining the materials that we use in this flip chart, let's now proceed to the steps on how did we manage to make this flip chart. So the first thing that we did was to lay out everything in Photoshop. This flip chart is a 10-page chart, and all the information are laid out in the Photoshop. Just like that. And then, layout is finished, we proceed to the shop to print everything. And after printing, we instructed the attendees in the shop to specially put holes only on the top, 3 holes for the ring clamps. And that's it. First we lay out, then we print, and then we bound everything using metal rings. So, now that we have discussed the materials and the steps on how to make a flip chart, let us now proceed on knowing what topics are best in using flip charts, because not all topics are applicable in flip charts, especially when you want to discuss mathematical equations. Flip charts are not the best material for you. So what are the topics? The first topic that is best with flip charts are steps of a process, just like digestive system, because each process usually begins with a picture, and so it is okay if each page is a certain process and then the second page is another process. In that way, each process is emphasized. Second, procedures. For example, making origami, or cooking, or simply steps of a dance. Flip charts are also good with those topics. And also, enumerating things, just like what we used here in our flip chart. So since we are science majors, our chosen topic is common laboratory apparatus and their uses. So we wanted to enumerate the basic apparatus in a laboratory is because that is the very first lesson that you will encounter when we study about science. So our target students are students on lower years. And so this is our first page, the title. We use some cute icons like this one. This is a vector with complementing colors. So the title complements with the icons. And that is our first page. The second page consists of the learning objectives. So these objectives must be met at the end of discussing the lesson. And after that is the lesson proper. Here and until the last page, we enumerated some basic laboratory apparatus, just like beaker, Bunsen burner. So in this flip chart, we used a table to explain each apparatus. First, the name, and then the description. So instead of using the real pictures of the apparatus, we used vectors and animations first, because in that way the students will be more engaged and they will want to learn more, since these icons are cute and are pleasing in the eye. They are also colorful, just like this. Each page consists with 3 apparatuses, and we made sure that the colors are not constructing, they are not too bright, they are just pleasing. And then we made sure that the letters are readable. And then the next page, so we can see that the colors are complementing and they are so cute. This one. Magnets, magnifier, and telescope. So instead of using blackboard or other types of materials, flip charts made it easier for the teacher to show them what the apparatuses look like and then their definition. And the last page pro tips in making flip charts. Number 1, we have to make sure that each page contains the same idea, the same concept. Remember consistency? So in this flip chart, we used icons like this. And then we used vectors, we used animation from the first page to the last page. We did not use real pictures because we want it to be consistent. And also, the colors are consistent. Number 2, we have to make sure that the colors are complementing each other, not contrasting. We have to make sure that the colors are not so bright and not so dark. It has to be pleasing and has a harmony. Number 3, the most important tip that we must always remember. The letters must be large enough that the farthest student from you can see what was written here. Because if the student cannot read what is written here, then the material is not effective. Now, let's talk about the advantage and disadvantages of using flip charts. Number 1 advantage. Flip charts don't need electricity for you to use them. You just have to get it from your cabinet and then flip it. Second advantage, they are cheap and very easy to make, unlike other materials. Number 3, they are tangible. That means you can hold them, the students can appreciate it more, and every time they want to look back with the lesson, they can easily get it and then just flip it. Unlike, again, PowerPoint presentations, in order to access them, you have to get a laptop first and then electricity and such effort. But with flip charts, it's so effortless. Last advantage, they promote interaction with the students. Now, the disadvantage. There is only one disadvantage of using flip charts. They don't usually work in large group of audiences, especially when you are speaking in front of a stage where there are very lot of audiences. So they are preferable with just like 30 students and up, because if you have a lot of students, the tendency is that the farthest from you cannot see what is in the chart. So that's it, guys. Everything you have to know about flip chart. So I hope that I have shared valuable information to you, and have a good day. Bye!